If you're not budgeting by 2022 and you're spending like crazy, you know, you go into Boxing Day sales and you're like, here, swipe my credit card, here, I'll be a sugar daddy. Okay, budget for 2022. Hey guys, Anthony here and welcome back to my channel where we help you find balance and inspire you to become strong, lean and healthy for life. If you've been following my shorts and you know exactly what I'm posting, when I'm posting, stop following me. One way to practice finding balance is working out every single day for 3 sets or 2 minutes and stopping when you want. And I thought, well, this kind of ties in with money, you know, finding your balance with how much you spend, how much you save, and all of that. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. So very quickly, we're gonna go through how to budget on Google and I'm gonna go through and see what stands out. So first up is the 50-20-30 budget rule. It says 50% for the essentials for every paycheck. I think that's very absurd, very over the top. 20% for savings. If you earn $1,000 a week, that's about $10,000 a year. Over 30 years, $300,000. I don't know. I haven't looked into retirement. I don't know how much I should be saving. I don't think that's a lot of money. So if you're 30 years old right now, I would consider saving more than 20%. And of course, if you're watching this, you're probably not a millionaire. Maybe your mum is, or your dad. 20%, no. Next up is how should a beginner budget? 8 steps there, maybe there's more. List monthly income. Cool. You know, list everything like your expenses, budget for your wants, but trim your expenses. Cool. Budget for credit card debt? No way. Don't rip that up. Cut it up. Eat it. Feed it to your dog. Put it in your fried rice. Budget for student loans. In Australia, the government lends you money. You can pay it over time in small amounts, and that's great. So thank you, Kevin07. So how to make a monthly budget, 5 steps. Spend a month or 2 tracking your expenses. Look, maybe if you've just been born, then you'll need to spend the next 2 months tracking your expenses. I don't think you need to do that. Just look back on the past 2 months. How much have you spent and what have you spent on? How can you trim that down? Look, maybe you have Netflix and binge. Maybe you just need YouTube. It's free. Think about it. Design your budget. I don't think many people are good at designing their own budgets because of, you know, credit card debt, how much they spend, you know, going out, buying 3 beers in 1 meal. Look, just bring your own beers, drink in the car. Oh my God, this one, 70-20-10 rule. 70% of your income goes to your monthly bills. Holy, I mean, what are you paying? I mean, your monthly bills, that's, what have you bought? If it's a mansion, alright, maybe. Don't buy what you can't afford. So cut up that credit card, throw it away. Again, feed your dog. So after that quick little Google on how to budget, I'm very lost. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna budget for 2022. Right now, I'm doing okay with my budget. I'm okay. From experience, I think that budgeting is necessary and it doesn't have to be hard. For me, it's all about finding that balance. Like, how much are you spending right now? If you're spending $500 a month, look, maybe it's livable. Maybe you're like, okay, I have 50% of every income I'm saving, putting that aside. The other 50% I'm putting towards expenses and spending and buying my, you know, electronics. If you're saving around 50% of your every single paycheck as an Asian, a tick of approval from me. So then how do you figure out how much to budget for your spending, right? You save 50%, how much are you gonna spend? Well, look at your expenses right now. Here's how I would go about it. I would go, okay, I'm gonna look at my last 2 months of my spending. Is it worth it paying for all these services? If it's not, hey, what can I cut down? Am I spending too much on food? Look, do I feel this pain when I look at my spending list on my bank account? Maybe you're paying for Uber rides and, you know, you have a car that pays for crazy pricing of petrol. I mean, the alternative is usually very simple. It just takes a quick little Google. Hey, how can I pay less for fuel? Hey, how can I save on not spending on Uber rides? Or find your balance. How much can you trim down and still be happy and still live a lifestyle that you enjoy, and you can go back and go, well, look, I don't regret this at all. Let's consider that your expenses. What about your savings? How should you save? What should you save for? How much should you put aside every single paycheck? So if you go through and calculate all your expenses, put that side by side with your income. Potentially, let's say it's 60% of every single income goes to your expenses, your spending account. Then of course you have 40% going to your savings. What do you do with that? Look, I mean, I would put that aside and not touch it. Unless you really need to go through that, you know, overspend a little bit, but don't make it a habit. If you're doing that every single paycheck, I don't think that's a good thing because it's gonna add up. You're gonna go, okay, well, if I can take out 100 this month, I can just keep doing that, maybe take out 500 the next month. Here's food for thought. If you think about how much money you need to save for retirement, figure out how much you can actually live with and trim down all your expenses and go, okay, maybe I can live with 30% of every single paycheck, and you're saving 70% and you have maybe 10% to dabble with of that 70%. So let's say 60-40 then, you're saving 60%, you're saving as much as you can. You can't really go wrong there, can you? I mean, if that was the case, then we'd all be living on the street when we're 80, 90. So again, save as much as you can, trim down whatever you can, and go, okay, I'm happy, I can still travel, I can still do the things that I want, I can still eat out 3 to 4 times a week. Obviously, if you have more friends, you're gonna be spending more. Cut out some friends, throw them out the window, and I mean, less friends the better, right? Less equals more. One last thing that I want to mention is that I decided to make a video on money and budgeting for 2022 because, well, I think if you have stresses like money stress, that's a major stress for most people. I think finding balance in every part of your life is essential, especially if, you know, you want to work out, you're trying to work out, you're trying to be healthy, but you're struggling, right? If you have things that you need to get your mind off, like work, financial stress, poor health, figure that out first, find your balance in those areas, and then you're gonna be able to work out every day or every second day, whatever it is, to build that habit up and be strong, lean, and healthy for life. Anyways, you already know what I'm about. My name's Anthony. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, of course, throw them down below. To see my last video, make sure you click here, and to follow my shorts, make sure you click here on the playlist, and make sure you subscribe so you get notified when they do come out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.